Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it was probably 2 weeks ago at this point, put up a video of my AM skincare routine. And as promised, I'm here to show you guys my PM skincare routine. So if you want to learn a whole lot about skincare, go through the products that I am using as my PM routine, what order your skincare should be in, active ingredients in the works, make sure to keep on watching and please don't forget to subscribe because I upload 3 times a week. And that's going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you're interested in skincare or want to know a little bit more about how to take care of your skin properly, stay tuned. So I'm going to preface this with, I know I have compulsive tendencies and I know that it is unrealistic that everybody should shower twice a day, but I do. So all of my cleansing is done in the shower, whether I'm using a tool or not. So I did already cleanse my skin, and the first product I used was from Herb. This is the Tea Tree Foam Cleanser. It is the Pure Tea Tree. This is a foaming face wash that does help to control oil. It helps to clarify the pores, and it helps to really just keep your skin looking beautiful. Now, this is the second bottle I have gone through. I test skincare all the time, but I've said this before. Unless you're consistently using a product for 28 to 60 days, you have no idea if it's working for you. You might know if you like how it feels, you might like how it smells, but as far as if it's effective or not, it's going to take you some time of using before you really understand if it's working for you. So while on the daily there are certain products I might substitute in and out and switch here and there, all of the products I'm showing you today are tried and true. I have used them either an entire bottle and I took a break and I'm going back to them, or I've been using them in excess of 28 to 60 days. And this is one of those that I have been using now for on and off 3 months, and I love it. Now, this is great if your skin is oily or normal, or if you have any issues with pores or congestion. So this is going to help to combat breakouts. If you're a little more on the dry side, tea tree may not be the best for you. However, if you supplement with the right moisturizing serums, the right moisturizer, you can still get away with using a product like this. And this did come in my Skin Star box like 3 months ago, and then they sent me a second one in the box that came last month. So I have been using this for a while, but it did come in a Korean Beauty subscription box, which actually, while I'm talking to you about it, this month's Skin Star box did arrive this morning, so I have to go through that and film with that later this week. So come back in a few days and you will see my Skin Star box for this month, but this product did come out of a Skin Star box a couple months ago. After we cleanse the skin, we go in with our toner. So the one I will be using is from Murad. This is the Replenishing Multi-Acid Peel. Now this is both a toner as well as an exfoliator. So you do want to make sure that if you are using an exfoliant, you are only using it 2 to 3 times a week. You're giving yourself a few days off between your exfoliators. And after you cleanse, which again, you're using warm water, you're splashing it on your face, you're opening your pores and getting all the dirt out. Now your pores are open to the world, and the way we want to keep gunk from getting out of there is to tone and make sure we're closing those pores up. So this is going to be the toner as well as an exfoliator. It was biphase, which is why I shook it up when we started. It does have an oil layer, so it is going to be nourishing as well as hydrating, so it's not going to strip your skin. And I used to use this with a cotton round, and I have disposable cotton rounds. Lately, I've actually been using them with the Clean Skin Club Clean Towels. These are little towelettes that come here, and they are fairly large, actually. So I will end up using this whole thing today during my facial routine. But on the days I exfoliate, I just cut it right in half. Half of it I'm going to put to the side to use later. The other half I'm going to use right now. And I'm going to take that peel and I'm going to put it right in the center of my pad. And in small circular motions, I am going to tone and exfoliate my skin. Now, just to give you a heads up, my skin is fairly sensitive. That doesn't mean that I break out easily. It means that my skin is very prone to redness. So you'll see on the screen already, my skin is getting a little red, but within a couple seconds of using it, it does calm back down. So if your skin is a little more sensitive, you might see a little bit of redness from this, which is why I use it at night. But you'll notice that it has this healthy shine to it now. That's from the oil within the formula. So in addition to toning and exfoliating, because it is biphase and has that oil in it, it is actually going to also nourish and hydrate, so that with most exfoliators, if your skin is drier, it can tend to cause flaking or itchiness or any discomfort. This will not. So after our toner, we jump into our essence. Now, there are certain products like the Biro Essence Toner that I mentioned in my other video, which it calls itself a toner, but it's more of an essence. An essence is anything that's really going to help your skin balance itself and help your other skincare work better. The one I have been loving for years, and this is now my third bottle, is the One Essential Skin Boosting Serum from Dior. Now, this says it's a serum, but in reality, it is an essence. So I take a little bit on my fingers, and I press it all over the skin. With an essence, even if it's a liquid essence, I always prefer to apply it with my fingertips, whereas a toner, I will always use a cotton round, a face towel, something like that, because I want to press it into my skin. I don't want it to get soaked up by that cotton. And now you don't see it because I'm talking and because this is a video, but I do usually give myself between 20 seconds and a minute between every step for everything to really soak into the skin so that my face no longer feels wet. It actually has a little bit of a tackiness to it, and then I'm ready to go in with the next product. Now, after essence is typically where you'll go in with your serums. I go in with my eye serum first because I don't take my essence in my direct under eye. Unless a product says intended for the immediate eye area, I keep it out of this area. If you press around your eyes, you'll feel the orbital bone. That is where I basically say no serum should go unless it's designed specifically for the eyes. So also out of a Skin Star box from a couple months ago, this is the CL4 Golden Ball Healer Eye Zone Ampuole. So this is designed for the eyes. I take a tiny bit out of the pump onto the back of my hand. I actually do 2 pumps right next to each other. And I will, with that little ball, take 1 pump at a time and work it into the under eye. So much more gentle than using a finger, and it doesn't waste product. And then the other pump I use on the other eye. And the reason I go from essence right into eye serum is that it gives the essence a little more time to dry into my skin while this one is going in. Then I'll go in with my face serums, which will allow my eye serum to sink in. Then I'll go in with my eye cream, which will allow my face serums to sink in. Then I'll go in with my face moisturizer now that everything gets a little bit of extra time in order to stay absorbent. Now, I do like to say that I like to layer my serums, and I do tend to use 2. So the first one I'm going to use is the water-based one. This is from Pure Heals. This is the Centella 90 Ampoule. Now, this did come in a Skin Star box, but I actually got it in a BoxyCharm like 4 or 5 months ago. And this is my first bottle, but I've been using it regularly. So I don't like to put the dropper to my face. An ampoule is a lightweight serum that absorbs directly into the skin. It is water-based, and it is to boost hydration. And just like an essence, it's going to help to boost whatever you put on top of it. Technically, an ampoule is a serum. It is just a hydrating and anti-aging serum, so it's a pretty generic serum, whereas your other serums are going to have specific concentrations. So I like using something like this because it's my generic, keep my skin healthy, glowy, hydrated, and then I'll go in with something like this to be my treatment. And this is the Murad Revitalixer Recovery Serum. If you have been following me for any amount of time, you know I've been raving about this for as long as I've been talking about skincare on my channel. More specifically, this is the product that I consider the product that saved my skin. I know that I do have a little bit of redness. My skin is not perfect by any means, but any progress I have made comes from this serum. This is my 3rd bottle, possibly 4th. I have been using it for 3 years now. The main ingredients are CBD oil and wild indigo, both of which are going to be calming, soothing, and hydrating, but the wild indigo is also an anti-inflammatory, anti-redness, anti-everything pollution ingredient. So it's going to keep bad crap out of my skin because even at night you need that. I use it night and day. It is going to be pollution protectant, hydrating, and because, like I said, my skin is very prone to redness, it does allow you to resist some of those triggers. Plus, this is actually safe for the eye area, so I will take a little bit of that just on top of the eye serum I already used. The reason I put this one on second is this does have CBD oil in it, so it does have oils in it. So when you think about oil and water, oil will float to the top. So if I put my oil on first and then my water-based serums on top, I personally find that it doesn't penetrate as well as if I go in with my water base first and use my oil to lock it in. So now that the face serum is done, we can go in with our eye cream. The one I've been loving is from Perricone MD. It's the Cold Plasma Plus. This is an eye cream I've been really enjoying. Now, I've said this before, I do not like going in there with my fingers. So I'm going to grab a brush. I have a bunch of brushes in my bathroom so that I don't have to dip into jars like this. But I will, basically as if I'm putting on like a concealer, I will just lightly pat in my eye cream to allow maximum absorption. And then you'll notice it's still a little wet under there. So even after I've pat everything in, I'll then take my fingers just to pat it out a little bit, because again, these are the best tools we have. But by starting with the brush, it does allow me to have a little bit more control by gliding everything exactly where I want it. Now, while I wait for the rest of the serum and the eye cream to soak in, I'm going to talk about the product I'm skipping today. This is the Foreo UFO Luna 2. I've been raving about this for a really long time, probably like 3 months now. I love this product. So the Call It a Night mask is one of my favorite masks because it just, light therapy, it does have vibration to it, so it does really vibrate on the skin to break up any congestion of moisture and really just make the skin feel great. It uses red light, green light, and blue light therapy to help the serums really lock into your skin. But I do mention that I will only use this every other day because these masks are not really needed to be every day. It's the equivalent of a sheet mask. And I did use the daily mask this morning, so I'm not going to be using this today. On the days I don't use that, I just go in with my Cosmedix face roller and I will just roll out my skin. What this is going to do is similarly to the vibration from the mask, it is going to break down any congestion of moisture under the skin, which will cause puffiness. It will help with circulation, which is going to be great for anti-aging. And honestly, it's just a really bougie experience and it feels really cool. So even if it didn't do anything, which I don't think it does nothing, I actually do believe that it does all the things it says it does, but it's just a fun little moment throughout the day. I've mentioned in previous videos that there were nights where I was just sitting on the couch, like watching TV with Brandon, and I would just sit there with my roller for like an hour and just go back and forth because it's fun. So if you haven't used a face roller like this, or those little jade rollers that people use, they all basically do the same thing. It's pushing product into your skin, it's breaking down congestion of moisture, it's getting rid of puffiness and fatigue, it's improving circulation. So any of those type of tools will work. This is just the one that I have and I enjoy. Now going on to another bougie tool. Now that I've allowed my serum to really start to soak in, this is from Touch Beauty, and this is the Eye Serum Enhancer. So it has 3 settings, one of which is a vibration. One of them is, so it has a red light therapy, it has a vibration with the red light, and it has the just vibration. So I like to go in with the light and vibration, and I will just gently take that along the eye area. The light therapy is going to target anti-aging. The sonic pulsation is going to, again, vibrate away any puffiness. And it does have a gentle warmth, which is going to help to push that serum into your skin. We do it for our skin. I think that it's only natural. We also do it to our under eye. I have been using this specific tool for about 3 weeks now. So like I said, 28 to 60 days to really see results with something. But I will say that my under eyes have looked a lot better than they used to since I started using this product. All right, we are at the home stretch. I only have 5 products left. So at this point, I'm going to go in with the last item on my eyes, and this is the Grande Lash MD Lash Growth Serum. This is just going to stimulate the growth of your lashes to make them extra long and extra full. It works just like a liquid liner, where you just paint it along your lashes. You can do top and bottom if you'd like. I just do it on top. And I've been using this now for 2 years or so. And I will be completely honest, if you've been around since my channel started, my lashes used to be so scarce and pathetic that if I was not wearing falsies, you couldn't even see my stubby little lashes. And now, like, if I curl my lashes and put on mascara, you can actually see them. So to me, that is a huge, like, development, all from this product. Now, this is the point where I'm going to go in with the other half of my clean skin towel. And I'm just going to pat this around my face because I've used a lot of oil product and I'm going to be going in with another oil. So I do want to make sure that any residual oil is just pulled off. And I'm going to jump into my moisturizer. This is from Marc Jacobs. It is the Youthquake. This came in a BoxyCharm this month. However, I've gone through like a full bottle of this. I already know this is a product I like. It has a pineapple enzyme in it that's going to help to break down dead skin on the surface of your face. In addition, because of the vitamin C, it is going to lighten, brighten, and tighten. When I say lighten, I don't mean bleach your skin. I mean it's going to lighten dark pigmentation, brighten as in the dullness of complexion, so boosting radiance, and tighten, anti-aging, and reducing fine lines and wrinkles. We're almost at the home stretch. Now, the next item is from Wander Beauty. This is the Do Not Disturb Overnight Repair Concentrate. This is a retinol product that I have been loving lately. I'm going to be skipping this today just because I did use retinol last night, but it would not be a proper skincare routine if I didn't talk about retinol. So retinol is one of, if not the only FDA-approved ingredient for anti-aging. Now, anti-aging in general can be fought really well if you're just using a lot of hydration products, but retinol will actually But hydration will not undo damage that's already there, whereas retinol will actually, in many cases, reverse damage from fine lines and wrinkles. Now, it is, depending on the potency, not something you should be using every day. I definitely recommend to people, start with once a week, then get yourself to every 3 or 4 days, and then eventually build yourself up to 2 days on, 2 days off. Another big thing about retinol, if you're not using an SPF during the day, putting on a retinol at night and no sunscreen in the morning will actually do more damage than if you did no skincare at all. So if you're going to use a product that has retinol in it, use your sunscreen, no exceptions, SPF, even if you're staying inside. There are many different ways to get UV pollution into your skin besides just going outside. And now because I am skipping that, I'm going to go right into my face oil. This is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate, also probably the 3rd or 4th bottle of this I have used. I'm actually running low, but I do already have a backup in my bathroom. The way I apply this is I actually just press it onto my skin. I don't wipe it in, I press it on, and I actually do leave it on top because I'm going to use my next product to move it around. And this is the last product in my PM skincare routine. It is from Murad. It is the Night Fix Enzyme Treatment. 2 pumps in the hand. You want to breathe and then apply it over the skin. This should be the last product that hits your skin before you go to bed. This product specifically, I have now been using for 3 or 4 years. No, 2 or 3 years, not 3 or 4. When it launched about 2 years ago, I started using it and I love it. The active ingredients are sandalwood, violet, and lemon, and that creates what's called an active aromatherapy, where that smell basically triggers your circadian rhythm to tell you it's time to go to bed. So I don't keep this in my skincare drawer. I mean, I do, but I don't apply it there. I take it with me to my nightstand and I sit down in bed, I breathe it in, I apply it over my face, and it basically uses that sense memory to tell me, all right, you're in bed, time to go to sleep. And that's something a lot of us are missing. So even though you might take melatonin or you might just be a naturally insomniatic person, I have trouble sleeping at night. But when I use this, I notice that my body says, all right, time to relax. It uses those natural scents to say it's bedtime. In addition, this will turn any moisturizer into a night cream. Now, I know there are people who, instead of using a day moisturizer, they'll use a day moisturizer and a night moisturizer. I personally don't like having a night cream because I find they're too heavy for my skin, or I feel them on my face and it feels super sticky or super heavy. Instead, I just use the same type of moisturizer I would use during the day, and I use this to add to it to make it more of a night treatment as well. This is going to boost hydration. It's going to balance your skin very similarly to the Revitalixer Recovery Serum because these do come from the same line. But it works in a way that it doesn't feel heavy or tacky on the skin, and it's just super comfortable to wear. All right, and if you've made it all the way to the end, I am very appreciative because I know this is going to be a long video because it takes me about 30 minutes to do this whole routine start to finish at night. It's definitely a little extra, but ever since I started doing it, I feel better because, again, I'm taking that spa time at night to really just pamper myself. Plus, my skin has never looked better, even though, like, I am breaking out over here because I tried a new primer that broke me out, and I don't have perfect skin. But when I look at it with like pictures from 2 or 3 years ago, I see so much more improvement compared to what it was. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer them, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.